I'm Melissa Cable with Create Recklessly, and I'm here to teach you how to set cap rivets. Cap rivets are a hardware used in leather and faux leather that allows you to connect things together in a really decorative way. So you'll notice in this design here, we use the cap rivets to connect the pieces of faux leather together, but also by changing up the different colors. And again, the Create Recklessly line has 5 different metal finishes to choose from. We're able to add an aesthetic difference across the design, which really gives it a nice look with some pops of metal. In this instance, we didn't want a pop of metal. We wanted to kind of blend in with our piece. So here we have a beautiful vintage metal piece that we've attached to the faux leather using a cap rivet in the same color, the antique bronze. That way it all blends in together. So cap rivets again are both functional and aesthetic, and let's take a look at how to set them. So the first thing you're going to do with your faux leather is to punch a hole, and we used our 1/8 inch hole punch on our from our interchangeable toolkit. Now, if you watched our videos about eyelets, you may be wondering why we used the correct size of hole, because when you set eyelets, we set a hole into the faux leather that's one size smaller. Because cap rivets have a wide top and a wide base, we don't have to worry about the leather stretching too much and these popping out. So we can actually use the proper hole size when we are setting cap rivets in our faux leather. So the first thing you're going to do is take the back piece or the front piece. You can set these either way because you will notice that the front and the back look the same, and I'll show you here. We snap on our cap. When I turn it over, you'll see it's a double-sided cap rivet because it does look the same on both sides, so you can use it interchangeably. Then we're going to go ahead and move over our anvil, and you'll see there's a rounded concave side and a flat side. Because this is slightly rounded, I'm going to go ahead and flip that over to the concave side this time and set it using placing the head of the cap rivet in the concave side. Now notice I'm working off of my work surface because the work surface will provide a little bit of bounce, and so you won't be able to get as firm of a hit when you use your hammer. But be sure to protect whatever surface you're working on so that you don't leave a circular impression from the anvil on a kitchen table, for example. So let's go ahead and move our cap rivet to our block. We're going to take our handle and we're going to find our extra small to small rivet setter. And if you're not sure which rivet setter to use with your rivets, it's pretty easy to check. You just want to make sure the entire surface of that rivet is covered with the setting tool. In this case, you'll see our larger rivets, our 7mm rivets. This tool would be a little small. You can see the rivet extending out. And what would happen is you would leave a circular impression on top of it. So when we set this rivet, we're going to use a larger rivet setter. But for the 6mm, this extra small to small rivet setter is the perfect size. So I'm going to place it on here, getting it nice and centered, and give it a couple hits. And now you can see we have a perfectly set cap rivet. That cap is not coming off at all. So let's go ahead and set a larger one. Now the larger ones you can see not only have a larger head, but it has a longer post. And so we use these when we want to connect things together. So for example, let's say we want to attach these two. The longer post is going to be able to accommodate the width, the thickness of this faux leather. How these cap rivet works is you can see just slightly on the end of the cap rivets, there's a little indentation. That indentation is actually on both sides of that cap rivet. So when we apply pressure down, when we hammer it, this top is going to flare out, and that flare is what captures this cap over it. And that's how they work. So let's move it on over to our block, again to the concave side, because we have a little bit of roundness to our cap rivet. We're going to switch our tool this time to the medium rivet setter. And of course, cap rivets will come even larger, The tool set we use only goes up to medium because with jewelry, generally that's the largest size you're going to use. This would be the largest. But for saddle makers and bag makers, they may use very large rivets. So if you ever see those, they still work. The tool sizes we chose work with the hardware most used in the jewelry industry. And now you have a set cap rivet. Notice I can't pull it through the leather, I can't pop off the cap. That means you know you have it properly set. So remember, when you're using cap rivets, don't think of them as just something to connect things together. Think of it as decorative accents and choose the metal color that you're using to complement your design and add a little pop of metal. So thanks for watching, and I hope you have a chance to watch our other videos on how to set eyelets and snaps and spots. That way you can take advantage of all of the Create Recklessly hardware that we have to offer. Thanks for watching.